Everybody, it's Burge. I'm back. Welcome to day 5 of the Essence of Being Conscious Leadership Academy Communication and Leadership Challenge. Have you been challenged? Are you looking at these things? If you haven't seen days 1 through 4, go back and look at the videos and go ahead and feel free to catch up with what we've been doing. The first 3 days of our challenge was all about having more conscious communication. And the next 3, which we're in the middle of, is for leadership. How do I become a better leader in my life? Whether it be you're a leader of one, a leader of a family, a leader of a team or an organization, or any kind of group that you might have, or a community. And so people ask me, well, how can I be a more conscious leader and what does that mean? So if you want to go to the next level, I'm here. Excuse me, I'm here to support you in all of us being able to share with each other on this Facebook Essence of Being Healing Forest group, which is the public group. And if you have never done Essence of Being, I invite you to check it out, essenceofbeing.com, and also our Conscious Leadership Academy. But the first 3 days was all about communication, and people were posting things about what they have found out, because I'm giving you a challenge each day, okay, on what you can utilize and tips that you can do during the day. And then you get to share questions or comments with each other. So we learn from each other. Yesterday, we did the first part of leadership, which was one of the things in order to be a great leader, I think, is to show up. Show up is the first thing, and then have courage. And what I'd asked you to do yesterday as a challenge was to write down 3 leaders that you admire, and what aspects of them do you admire? Why do you admire them? Why do you feel like they're great leaders? And they can be people that you know or don't know. And then I asked you to go ahead and circle all of those aspects so that you can see what are the aspects that you really admire about those people, and then look and see and reflect, do you embody those aspects yourself? And then you get to look at, I actually am all those things, or if there's some things that you'd like to improve on. So there's some self-reflection there about how you want to grow more into your power, more into your conscious leadership. Okay. And again, I feel like today is going to be about your beliefs, because in anything that we do, really your beliefs really matter. Okay. And if you have any fears or blocks about going to the next level, whatever that is for you, and you're not even sure what they are, sometimes these subconscious beliefs that we have, or maybe you are aware of them already, can really limit us, right? So we're going to dive into our beliefs today, because I think that's important. And before I go into today's lesson and also the challenge, what I do ahead of time, as usual, is I have our Essence of Being cards, and I pull one of these cards for a focus for us today. Okay, so here's the focus and the message for all of us today. Okay, I pulled the change formula. So, that's funny, because this is exactly what I talked about in our Power Hour Wednesday night, because I do a monthly Power Hour, and we talked about change, how to change and pivot with ease and grace during this time and any time in our life. And so this change formula is really important. And what it says is change equals some combination of vision plus breakdown plus plan has to be greater than the fear of change. So if your vision is really juicy about what it is that you want to have in your life, what you hold in your heart and in your head about what it is you're creating, and then if you have a plan, which are the practical steps in order to get there, and breakdown it doesn't have to be a big breakdown. Most people grow and change through big breakdowns, don't they? Think about when a breakdown in a marriage is a divorce. That's a lot of things change then, right? What about a job? You get fired. Do things change? Yes. And what about like a business? You go bankrupt. That can be a breakdown. and things change. So these big breakdowns that we have in our life, they don't have, that's unfortunately, many people grow through breakdown, and it's painful. So there are other ways to grow and other ways to change. And so if your vision's strong and your plan is strong, your breakdown doesn't have to be very big at all. It just, maybe it's a little nudge to get you to go to the next step. Some combination of those things have to be greater than the fear of change, or you'll stay where you are. And you'll be forced sometimes to change because that is inevitable. That is, going to happen. Change is definitely going to happen for you, whether you like it or not. So that's what we pulled today. So that's an interesting focus for today, to say, okay, do I have a vision? Do I have a plan? And just to kind of let that ruminate, let that just sit in your experience today and see, what kind of breakdowns have I grown from? And how do I mitigate those breakdowns so they're not so big, so that I can intentionally shift and change? Which brings us to our unconscious or our subconscious about being a great leader. So this is day 2. And so all of us have conscious thoughts and subconscious thoughts. Well, how do you know what your subconscious thoughts are thinking? Just look at your results. That's a clue. All right. I call that your bubble talk. Those are the subconscious thoughts that keep you from getting what you want. Have you ever seen a bubble above a cartoon character's head? And that cartoon character's head has a little bubble up there? That's your subconscious thought. That's what you are thinking. But maybe you're not even aware of it because it's subconscious. All right. So here you are with that bubble, and quantum physics has proven that there are 40,000 more subconscious thoughts than conscious. And if that's true, how important is it to know what that is? Because that's what's running the bus. All right. You can do affirmations till you're blue in the face. And if your conscious and your subconscious are not aligned, it just makes it harder to really create what you want. So it's really important, I feel, to find out, what are my subconscious thoughts? What are those thoughts that are blocking me, perhaps, and really allowing me to put on my gas and not my brake? And I talked about that in the very first day, about your gas and your brake. Because your gas is your desire. Maybe you want to be a leader. Maybe you want to be a better leader. Maybe you want to have better communication, better relationships, more money, whatever it is that you're looking for. And right now, maybe you've had some issues with you being able to create that, or it's not happening as fast as you'd like. So it could be because your subconscious is blocking it somehow, because it's very powerful. So we're going to go in and find out, what is your subconscious beliefs. And so one of the ways we do this is through stream of consciousness writing. So what I want, this is your challenge for today. I want you to get a piece of paper out, and we're going to post this here as well on this live page so that you have them written out as well. And I want you to just write down the first things that come up to finish these sentences. So the sentences themselves, I'm going to say it out loud, and then you're going to finish it. So you'll say those to yourself, and then just write down the first things that come up. Don't edit it. Don't think about it. Don't try to figure it out. Just first things that come up, write it down. Okay. And this is going to give you an insight into your bubble talk about being a great leader. So the first one is, leaders are supposed to what? Leaders are supposed to, and you just fill in the blank. Okay. And you'll write this down. Now, when you write these down and you do them on your own, I really, really encourage you to post these on the group so that we can all share and work with each other on this. Okay. The second one, my fear of being a great leader is, my fear of being a great leader is what? Maybe you don't have a fear, but just write it down anyway and see what comes out. Okay. And the third one is, The worst parts of being a great leader is the worst parts of being a great leader is okay. And then the last one is the best parts of being a great leader is the best parts of being a great leader is what? So you have those four for you to do your stream of consciousness writing. Go ahead and write them down and then post them in the group. And I imagine many of you will have similar fears and worsts and bests and thoughts and beliefs so that you can identify what they are. Because once you identify what they are, then now you bring that to a conscious level. Now, remember, when you post these things, part of being a great leader is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. So one of the things that I teach in Essence of Being is my strength lies in my vulnerability. And it feels so odd to say that because it feels sometimes juxtaposed. Okay. But trust me on this one or not, that the more vulnerable you become, the more powerful you become, the stronger you are to allow an openness of things that maybe you haven't even thought of yet. And you can relate more with people and they resonate with you more. Think about it when you're in a relationship and your partner is vulnerable. How does that make you feel? You really connect, yeah? Instead of having those walls up. So it's true about being a leader. Leaders can be vulnerable. I know there's this, fine line. I have to be strong. My strength lies in my vulnerability. So just try that on for a size and just see how that feels for the day. But go ahead today. Your challenge is to go ahead and delve into those beliefs. Okay. And part of what we're going to be doing is I am going to be offering, by the way, a virtual 5-hour workshop on the essence of leadership where we're going to dive into all of this. And the 17 aspects of being a great leader are courage and showing up, which we did yesterday, inspiring people, empowering, finding your purpose. Part of what we're going to be doing together in our workshops, this is October 4th, is the leadership 5-hour virtual workshop. You're going to be finding out, what is my purpose? Has it changed? Do I have one? Is it working? So finding your core values and your purpose, standing in your power as a leader, and that's going to be tomorrow, by the way, is finding out, how can I stand in my power as a leader? Having integrity is really important, holding your shape as a leader, taking personal responsibility and being accountable, because feedback is the breakfast of champions, okay? Having more empathy and emotional intelligence is really powerful for being a great leader. And of course, effective communication, which is why I did a whole 3 days on communication and finding out what your blind spots are. If we all have blind spots, and our boundaries. What are our boundaries? Because a lot of us have unhealthy boundaries. Respecting ourselves and others and trusting enough to create synergy with our team, our family, our people. Okay. Also learning how to delegate, setting up a culture of innovation. You don't always have to be the one if you're a solopreneur. Okay. And be flexible. Make a plan, but be flexible. And above all, one of my favorite aspects of, I feel, of being a great leader is having a sense of humor. Okay, you got to have a sense of humor. Don't take yourself so seriously. All right. So those aspects will be discovered in our virtual workshop that we're doing October 4th, which we're going to be doing live from your house. Didn't know we were coming over there, did you? So just check it out. There's a link here for you to go and join us October 4th so we can delve into these leadership experiences and beliefs, and also to help you and support you in going through getting maybe releasing your fears, releasing your blocks that you might have for going to the next level as a leader. Okay, so tomorrow's going to be about power. So tune in tomorrow. I'll be here again live at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Check out the links and please do your challenge and post what you came up with your streams of consciousness writing that I gave you. And until then, I will see you tomorrow. And I'm Burge Smith Lyons for the Essence of Being and Conscious Leadership Academy. And I just want to say, what you focus on expands and you make a difference. See you then.